Looks like I'm on. This is our monthly free lecture, which at this point, I think this will be our last one. Hasn't been a hit at all. No comments, very few visitors. Our weekly paid lecture for Patreon get plenty of comments and people watching that. So this is likely, depending on if people all get up, don't stop, don't stop. Sure, I'll continue. But as it is, it's not a worthwhile thing, apparently. And I'll make that announcement again, probably twice throughout. Okay. Our official go time doesn't start for 7 more minutes. What shall we do? Let's play a little quick, little fun game. For some reason, playing against 7Q sounds good. New game, 4, 5, 6, 7Q will be white. Left to cut. When to use it? Well, we'll start by taking our sente. Okay. That lets us know what's up. How's he going to respond to it? Okay, we've seen we have a cut. Let's say we come up. He can just fix. I haven't done anything. What if we cut and then come out? Seems quite reasonable. Maybe we should. He has sente in our corner, so let's do it this way. Oh, thank you. This allows us to come all the way to here. Sorry. Now, these cuts are my liberties are shy, so I'm going to go ahead and fix that. That's his sente. The turn is too powerful. Now I'm okay. Let me double check that. Boom, 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 boom. I do nothing. Trouble. So that's actually 3 in a row because there's you can't see any of this. Isn't that funny? I'm so glad I found that out now rather than during the official time. Okay, let's see how much of that we can get back. 3, 3. He left a cut, so I did it immediately just to see how he's going to fix. Well, let me take my other sente. Then I thought about coming out, but his turn's double sente and he can defend easily. So I went ahead and just took the double sente. He didn't honey. Well, I can jump out and he can't cut me. He plays this way. He's about to cut me. Try save, out. So there's always an invisible black stone there. If I ignore that, I'm assuming my corner dies. I haven't actually looked at it, it just looks that way. So with an invisible stone there, it means I only have 2 in a row. 3 in a row, he keeps the liberties tight. 3 in a row is not enough. Trouble starts. So I make it 4. Now I can play away finally. Okay, where 2? Oh, I think 3, 3. That's a big area over there. Okay, if I play again, he ignores. I hane, not a big area. So I'm not going to press again. He can just ignore. So the center and the bottom are now biggest. Well, bottom. So I could play here, which totally, I'm going to do that because it looks like I'm not playing in the big area. but I think I am. So I'm going to play it this way. Big move in the corner, totally affecting his thickness. The alternative would be play fourth line. That would also be fine, but I'm going to do it this way. Okay, I'll take my Sente life. And now I'll come on in here. Nice big area where he can do a lot of damage. Oh, that's silly. I'm happy to give him a few points of territory. Let's go to. I don't care if he pushes again. So where to? I'll just keep going center-oriented, but I get my own here. If I play this way, there's some potential trouble with that. Boom. Cuts. It's Aji. Bad Aji. Let's just... I don't like any way of fixing. Guess I'm going to have to play this way. Lets him in the corner. Okay. I want to push him into my wall. I only have a minute here before official time starts. Dare I kick first and then push him? Or should I just push him? This, if I were to attack this way, it doesn't do much in the upper right, but it does pressure him. If I kick first, appears to be more pressure. I'll just do it that way. There's no cut yet. So I'm just going to go on building my area. I'm not concerned about these two stones, because if he starts to attack, he has a weak group. So nothing he can do about that. Okay, so we'll stop there. Just a fun little game. Finish? Yes. Okay. Now we get over to here. Share the board, which I didn't do during our casual time. And we're set. Hello, 3 people, whoever are there. So this is a game between, most of you know the Baduk Doctor, Dr. Baduk. He plays Pro 9 Downs all the time. He's an extremely strong player. I mean, professional 9 Down level. But he plays just a lot of open games, meaning everyone can watch him play these games. He does it quickly. He shares his thinking. To me, that's very valuable. And here he is playing against a pro. I don't recall what level pro. I'm sure this was played a while back. Okay. He's black. And let's watch some decisions being made. 3-3, all pretty regular. Other 3-3, standard. Some say necessary. We can't allow the turn. Take that away. Black's interested in the left, so get these in, which is quite large by themselves, and now we can come in easily. White. Okay, so now is the time for our first decision. Who is that in the room? Is that someone I know? We'll see if they want to say hi. You don't have to say hi if you don't want to. Okay. What shall we do? Elvis Black. So get used to breaking the position down. There's an area 1. There's an area 2. Hopefully you can see those different sections. And then there's normal stuff, the entire right, the bottom, the top. Is it time to come in? Well, area 2 we're not particularly concerned about because he's undercut, right? So we can't get a lot of points there. So he needs 2 moves in a row to do something. 1 and then 2, right? So we're not concerned about area 2. Area 1, just by itself, we can go take a corner or something. Area 1's a large area, large potential area. Not that large. So really, if we're not at all concerned about area 2, which leaves area 1 and we're not too concerned, we can just play away, which is what he does. Now, I believe I would have done it this way. 4th line to affect the center, and it also does a good job, reasonable job in the corner. This one does a better job in the corner, and it's playing on the right, which is the big, get on my marker out here. Area 1, area 3 is bigger than area 4. So he played in area 3 because it's bigger. I was 5 Dan before I learned so many of these simple things. When I was 4 Dan, I knew nothing about Go. And it was, I could fight well enough. I could win half my games, more than half my games, but I didn't understand anything about it. So simple things like area 3 is bigger than area 4, so I'll play in area 3. Duh. Okay. Here. Okay. Now what? Are we concerned about the center now? Well, the 2 A stones aren't what you'd call strong. He didn't. He thought it's not time yet. Let's play a big move. White's last 2 moves weren't very big. So White's investing everything into the future. But there's nothing to fight against yet. Just, okay. White, black, white. Okay. Now there's something to talk about. White's threatening a large center. If we ignore, things are going to start getting interesting. Okay. So now is when black says, I'm going to do something. So this is a big question for amateurs, for Qs, early dawns, where to play, how to play there, all those kind of questions. So let's look at all the possible entry points and how we would choose between them. And for the most part, people who are confused here can't even name the entry points. Okay, so we can come under at A. That's big. There's a peep at B, a free move at B. If we play B, we would consider this Sente. So it's not for free. So if you're going to play B, you'd have to play this first, which is kind of bad shape. I mean, you're using up your own liberties, but now we get this in Sente. So B has some negative ideas attached to it, but still it's a free move in the white area. What else? It's a peep at C. Those are the only what you call forcing. So there's 3 ways. And sometimes we start with that. But how does one describe that move? How does one find that move? Okay, so let's look at this move from a few different perspectives. Let me get rid of these marks. Okay, let's start here. Oh, we asked white to mark out his big area. We allowed him to do it without resistance. Okay, so we don't want that. Let's come one further. Well, still, white's having a pretty easy time of it. We don't want white to have an easy time of it. We want to come in as far as we can without being in danger. Can we come all the way in? Well, that's pretty scary. I mean, we're going to have trouble. We're not saying we're not going to live, but we're going to be very uncomfortable, squeezed, trouble, lots of Sente for white, free points. So we want to question. So here, if you try so you get on the line, right? We all know the sector line idea. It's hard to draw a straight line here on square board, but so black is on the line. Okay, so that's picture one. Get on the sector line. Okay. Is there something else? Well, the A structure has an awful lot of thickness. B, none. So let's play that move, but let's play towards where it's weaker for white. So there's more for us to do. It's healthier for us because it's harder for white to attack. There's more we can do. Okay. Now, well, can't we do that on the other side? Well, if we look down, da 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 da, ooh, we're playing near a lot of white thickness. There's some negative there. Well, let's look to the right. Ooh, white has already prepared 2 stones to catch us. This move has trouble. On the bottom, on the right, trouble. This stone, if we move up, no white stones at all. We can go right past it. If we go to the right, lots of space and no white stones at all. We go right past them. This has significantly more health, more freedom, I should say. So those are some ideas how to find this kind of move. Now, I'm going to show something I've shown before, and it's ridiculously stupid thing to show. So don't show it. No, I got to show it. Okay, it's a perspective that I use all the time. White to play. White has 2 ways, 2 next moves. Which one? Well, this one gets stopped immediately. This one does not. We can keep going. One's easier. So it's like, you got the 2 fluids, and the easier course, that's where all the water goes. The hard course, very little water goes over there. There's a name for that in physics, which I can't think of right now. So go the easier way is the term I use in my head, and it has solved countless, literally, I mean, we're talking hundreds of thousands of times. That has helped me in very serious games, 6 down, 7 down, 8 down. I played hundreds of games against professionals. That has helped me tremendously. It's a principle I very much believe in. Okay, so we talked about A, sector line, B, also sector line, harder. So A. Let's say we have area 1, nice and big, area 2, bigger. 20% bigger. That's a lot bigger. Are we going to play in area 2? No. Hard. We're going to play in area 1. It's less points. It's a smaller area, but it's easier. Totally worthwhile. Play the easier one. Well, what if one's 100% bigger? Okay, sure. There's at some point you choose the harder path. I mean, it's not like, this is absolute. Okay, well, white. Hey, let's remember, every time someone puts a stone down, the board's different. So let's check it out. Area 1 has gotten pretty clear. We can say that's white's for now. Okay. If we play again with our 2 stone, that doesn't change. Area 1 for now is good and big and defined. Is it so big that we need to immediately try to reduce it? No, it's not all that big. I mean, it's big, but I don't think we need to, continue in. Okay, so our 2 stone, white's response is, I now have area 1. Okay. We now know that. What else? Well, there's also an area 3. Yeah, but it's under. The 2 stone can come in. The 4 stone can come under. There's the cut at 5. He can't take that. So area 1, we're not doing anything about. Area 3, he can't do anything about. We're done. That is super hard to get a handle on when you're playing. I found it took me forever to understand that. That one exchange, black, white, done. Okay, so what's next? Pretty obvious. Split the 2 white groups. They're both weak. Kick and get out. We're attacking the white. Going to kill it. Come out. Okay. White is questioning our whole A group. It's going to surround us next move. And there's Samaji in the corner. If we can play a move that helps that, that would be nice. Is it our main goal? Well, no, it's not like white to play and we're dead. We have easy responses. It's just white's getting a little something for free. But it's not urgent. Okay, so let's continue on asking questions. What about B? Behind enemy lines, no eyes at all. Time to defend B. B needs more help than A. Great. Out we come. Out we come. Okay. Check out how we're totally bothering the A group. Okay, but we need to find that move. So how do we find it? There's 2 people here. Anyone I know? And you don't have to respond. The last time I said it, no one responded. But just sometimes it's nice to use the person here and ask them questions, but that's okay. So let's go through our list here. So in other words, it's our move and we're not sure what to do. So what do you do when you don't know what to do? Go through the list. Okay, how's my A group? It's fine, but under some pressure. Still nothing urgent. Okay. How's our B group? There's a few problems. One problem, there's 2 cuts there. Well, yeah, but we can fix this one in Sente, then fix the other one. Okay, that's not terrible. Okay, but as a whole, our B group is still surrounded, still no base, so we have to defend B. Okay, main goal, let's make that an A since it's our primary. Defend A. Okay, So this little thing we just did, we found out we need to defend A. I don't know. I'm claiming that if you are able to do this, find your main goal clearly, not, well, I was thinking maybe if I did this. No, 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 no. Clear. Defend A or defend the corner. Which one? Well, I was going to help. I was going to do this because then it kind of helped A. And then, oh, no, 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 no. What are you going to do? Defend A. A needs help. Great. Done. If you can get that, you're going to be better. Now we have to decide how to defend A. So back to the list, back to the top of the list, which is defense. As we defend A, is there another black group that would enjoy help? Well, B, but we may not be able to do that. But if it comes up, yeah, B. Any other black group? No. Okay. As we defend A, is there a white group we can hurt? Well, the C, they don't have any eyes either. Ah, does this help B? Of course it does. I mean, big time it helps B. Does it hurt A? Big time. Ah, this does a great deal of defense, a great deal of attack. So that's how you find the moves. Try to think of clearly about what's going on. Hopefully that made some sense. What? Boom, boom. I would want to fight here so bad, right? I'd play here and here and then here, right? I go through this whole process to cut something. It's just ingrained in us. We see that. But black is thinking, my entire A group getting heavy, is it really up to a fight? I don't think the A group's up to a fight. I'm going to prepare for the fight. And if white fixes, let's have white fix. Okay. I accomplished everything I wanted to. I came in and lived comfortably in the center. So this is a very patient move, something we need to learn. Boom, boom, boom. Now, is that obvious? Someone might want to play here. But the trick is, A is the group we're trying to defend. It is not necessarily connected to B. B is actually a separate group at this point. So we need to defend A. So this side is the one that defends the actual group. This is another one of those moves that brought me from weak forward on and started shooting up. I mean, this is the fighting, more fighting. Yeah, but here I'm playing, making my main group stronger. White, black, white, Tari, Tari. Now, this leaves a cut for us. We're cut, but it's ko. Well, there's a lot to think about here. Hard to talk about it. I mean, I'm afraid that I would want to play something like this so there's no cut. But here, it's still a cut. And if white does that, it's still a cut. Yeah, but white's group is painfully weak. Anyway, Atari, save, connect. Connect, does that connect? Boom. The main group has connected and white's dying on the right. So yes, it's connected enough. White, here, Tari, really pretty. It's saying I want my A group to run out to the BC stones. Very straightforward. Boom. boom, boom, down. Now check out the white group on the right. It's in terrible trouble, as is the three white stones there that he's defending. We connect because the Atari at A is pretty meaningful. And if we're going to attack the B group, we need the three C stones. So no, you can't have my C stones. They are my cutting stones. And white finally starts in on our weak corner that we've been waiting for this whole time. That's bold. Black says, go ahead and do your worst. If you think you can kill my corner with A, go for it. I don't think you can. Now that takes some reading. I'm sure I would do something like Atari and capture. Hey, I lived. But his move is doing much more if it works. How would we know? Read it out. He can do that. I can't do that. Okay, look at that corner. Looks like it's going to die. And he plays over here, saving his two stones. That's over my head, let me tell you. Boom, boom. Okay. Okay. Standard sequence to make black heavy. Now, Dr. Beduk, he's the black stones. Wouldn't you be concerned? Look at that heavy group. White looking alive in the corner. This is really scary for black. You can't go in this direction unless you've got some reading going on. White. Black gets out. Out. Cut. Okay, that's only one eye for white. What do you call that? The wedge. White plays away. That's interesting to me. This is probably the fourth time I've gone over this game in the last 5 years. This was hard for me. If we're going to read White's mind here, he has to be thinking everything's acceptable on top. And I need points, so I'm playing away. Okay. So then I think, what is acceptable on top? Well, he has to think that his A group is dead, right? Isn't that like he has to believe that? If it wasn't dead, then he'd play and make it live. Because black has trouble. Then the B group, to play away, he's saying that he's alive. So let's look at this. He doesn't even have one eye yet. It's Ko. So he must be thinking, if black attacks me like this, and I start fighting, I'll win the battle. Something like that. So playing away, pretty interesting. Black, white, black, white. Okay. Now we know what white's thinking. Okay. White says, it's a Ko up there. I need Ko threats. I need to create some very expensive Ko threats. Okay. Now, when I live in the corner and he's cut, it'll be meaningful. Start the Ko threat. Black has 2 liberties. Capture. Black ignores this. Okay. A little tricky to ignore this. I would not want to. Capture. And black ignores this. Oh, he doesn't. He does 1 and then captures. So the top is over. Black's alive, white's dead. Very big. But A, that hurts us. And now B might die. So it's a pretty interesting exchange. White, black. With 4 of you here, I want to repeat something I said in the beginning, which is this is probably our last free monthly lecture. It has never got off. No one's ever been too interested. People don't go back and watch it much. So I'm unless I get a lot of comments or whatever, then this will probably be our last free one. We have the weekly paid Patreon lectures that people attend much more and watch later, recorded and stuff. And I'll repeat that at the end. Okay. So, white. Those A stones, can they live? Black says, yeah, go ahead and kill me. So white's surrounding it. And white resigns here. The idea must be, black can start the ko, black can just, even here is sente, white has to live, which isn't even alive. That's the L+1. So white just resigns. Here. Actually, here. Okay, so I wanted us to look at that game. I thought there was some good stuff to look at. Hopefully you enjoyed it and something like that. Okay, good. That takes us to half an hour, and we have half an hour left. And since none of you have spoken up, then I'll, hey, Miguel. Miguel and I just played a really tough game. I felt terrible about winning because it was on time and confusion and a misclick. And it's like, so next time he'll cream me probably. Okay. I would wager he would be willing to help. Let's do that. Yeah. Are you on KGS? Are you willing to play a game that we can talk through and think about for the lecture? Great. Plan KGS, Shygost. He's not there, but he'll be there in a minute. Baru teaching lots of time, so we don't have to even consider anything like that. And even game, we'll play, and I'll be talking about black and white ideas and stuff like that for any viewers. So click OK. There you go. So as we start this opening, I said we'll be talking about black and white ideas. Years ago, 35 years ago, I had someone buy a gift certificate from me for a Go lesson. And they gave that gift certificate to a friend. And so I went and gave them a lesson. Back then, there was a part of town that was, we could easily call the ghetto. It was, 95%. Oh, thank you. There you go. 95% black live there. I worked there many times as a house painter. I would get shot at, prostitution, drugs. I mean, it was, a tough area. And so I'm at his house in this ghetto area and explaining Go to him. And all of a sudden, I felt this tension and realized I've been talking about the black guys and the white guys. And he's looking at me really funny. Like, oh my God. To me, that is such a zero. No emotional anything. But it was something for him. Okay, so black has an open skirt. You guys can see my cursor. So black would love to come down closing the skirt. White would love to come up threatening the skirt, although it would be in gote. While black's move is not really sente, but pseudo sente. Of course, I would like to respond if black played there. Oh, I don't want to play this move so bad. This could be a big mistake, but I'm going to play this way. And I'm going to take my sente and play N3, finishing up this situation, creating a nice bottom area for him to worry about. Okay, there we go. If black Ataris, I would consider that sente, because if he were to capture, I have a 3 in a row shape, which is just ladders, nets. They all don't work. So it's not 3 in a row is not enough. That's a proverb. So if he were to Atari, I would defend. If I end up coming out, which perhaps I should have done, it's pretty much a double sente move. Oh, that's not a good move. If I take care of this and he comes out, I drop down. This is not a terrible idea. What about white? I want to show you what I'm thinking, you, the general audience. So I fix, he comes out. Dun, dun, dun. So what's happened? I didn't get the bottom. I'm strong down there. I simply transferred to the left. I feel pretty good. His group on the left is being hurt. Corner's not huge. So I was thinking to myself, is this something I'm willing? Does this feel good to me? And at which point I'm trying to compare it to this bottom area. Really? What bottom area? There's no bottom area here. Incredibly small. So those are the two pictures I'm looking at. And this is a mistake. So I'm thinking about this one. I think it's better. Then click resume play. Yeah, if you go through and Tawari this board, all the white stones are in all the right spots. The black stones, definitely less so. So I feel that I gained a third of a stone, which is like 2 points, 2.5 points. Big. It's nothing to defend, nothing to attack. So it's this or R14, R13, one of those. This is pretty standard and looks good. I don't want to play 3-3 because he can force me low and flat on top, and that would look really bad with my low, strong stone on top. Therefore, come in, come this way. How about this way? Let me show you all these little 1 and 2 move readouts I'm looking at. So there's this guy. Look at the top. Are you joking? I'm just horrible there. And what about this one? It's just so low on top. Very uninteresting. Okay. From there, I'm looking at this one. Well, what if he plays this, stating that these are actual points? Let me show you the likely Josekis that would follow. Here specifically, he gets out. He gets Sente, probably wherever he gets Sente. Let's just put it here for now. I guess I'm trying to say there's a lot of Aji in here. Okay. So, okay. I see this picture. Okay. Looks okay. Well, what about this one? What? This? How do I feel about that? Interesting. I feel pretty small on the right. I do have Sente, but I feel like I just haven't done anything. I don't like that. Now, I tried A, B, and C. I haven't tried D yet. So I did A, B, C, and all those were left me feeling lacking. So that's when I started looking at white, let's say black, white. All of a sudden I'm going, wait a minute, that doesn't look so bad. That's a lot of potential. And black's on the second line. I have a lot of potential here. Not on the bottom per se, but bottom / center. This one felt so the best so far. And finally, let's look at this one. And then where for white? Well, I'm not going to play here. It's not as bad as I thought. But A doesn't need any help at all, and I'm giving it help. That bothers me. So I wouldn't play it. Instead, it would be a matter of like this, saying black needs to come in or I'm going to get an amazingly big top area. So it's safe enough, totally prepares for this kind of thing, and it makes the top quite large. So those are the moves I looked at. Now, when you're in the habit of doing 1 and 2 move readouts, you can go through these in 20 seconds, through all of them and all the variations, because just like, okay, A, B, C, D, D, oh, E, and you start getting directions. Okay, hopefully that made some sense. Of all those, I like D best. Click resume play. And hopefully, as you see my thinking, you'll get ideas about how to think. Now, I actually mean something by that. I remember I was like 1Q, and I didn't know how to count. And I played this certain 5Q who, am I sure no one will figure out who he is? Pretty sure no one can figure out. And we're going back 50 years, 45 years. Okay, so no one knows. So this guy, he was 5 done. No one liked him very much. He wasn't a great guy. And he needed to stop the game a little early. So he said, well, let's count. And he used his finger. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And all of a sudden, I didn't know that. I didn't know you could just count. I mean, what do you count? And he did it in front of me. He showed me the idea. It was very helpful. And then professionals say, well, I'm concerned about this. Like, oh, you mean you look around? It was just so anyway. When I was a Q player, if someone showed me their thinking, it would be very valuable. So Miguel's trying to figure out what to do here. When I used to take lessons from Jujo, Pro 9 Dan, he would start going through a sequence to get to the end move that is in question. But then he'd go through the sequence and play a move that to him is like incredibly obvious. And it's not even to be thought of. He's just using it to get to a point. And I'm like, holy cow, hold your horses. Why did you play there? He's like, because of that. Explain that to me. To him, it was such an assumption, so obvious. And to me, I would have never thought of it. So him sharing his thinking, huge. Okay. Yeah, I can still play my move. And I like it. This is a little more forcing of, well, it is forcing. If I play this way, you can see my cursor. That says I don't intend to save my 2 stones. I'm going to play them lightly. I like that because the top is difficult to work with due to my low settled stone. So I'm switching my thought to here. I like them both, but this is more to the point, I believe. And his wife, Runai Wei, first ever in the history of the world, professional 9 Dan woman. That title is like, oh, that's great, that's great. Yeah, true. But if you were to know her, profound focus, profound fighting skill, terrifying on the board. She's amazing. Okay, what do I do? If I Hane out, Tari, save that, I'm happy. Tari, down. I could die. So I need to go this way. What if I were to Hane? Tari, down, fix, trouble. Okay, so straight down then. and Juju and I would be talking over the go board, and she would bring us tea. I felt like I was in heaven, having Runai Wei serve me tea with that big smile of hers. Bum, 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 bum. Gives me me-eye to run out or run under. And then Juju and I are at the board, and I said, well, what? I don't understand. What about this? He looks, says, I don't know anything about that. Rue, come here. Do you know about this? She comes over. Yes. She explains it to him. Felt like I was in heaven. Those two, amazing depth of understanding of Go. Okay, so my invasion worked. The corner there's still some real Aji in the corner. Not as much as there was, but there's something to work with. His bottom right area, not his area. I mean, it is, but it's not cash by any stretch. My 2 stones on top, indeed, will be treated lightly. They don't look like they're going to get in a lot of trouble. So things are going well. Really? Boom, boom. Oh, I want that. But I can't have it. Okay. As white, I'm liking this. He's forcing me near his, what I consider weak groups. And he's left a cut. And I'm just out. So I'm feeling good about my health. And I'm seeing him with 2 problems. So I'm feeling pretty good. My grandson just arrived. He's going to want to say hi to me. He's 6 years old now. I don't know if you can hear him in the background giggling. Hi, Adrian. Years ago, I'm Grandpa Lance, but he couldn't say that, so he would call me Grandpants. So cute. It makes me so happy when he calls me Grandpants. Okay. What's it all mean? Well, for starters, if I Atari and then connect, that would be Sente. His corner's in terrible danger. And he'd be left with a cut and some weakness. I kind of like that. I do the other Atari, he saves, I come out in Sente, he connects bamboo or something. 2 weak groups. I also like this cut. I have a weakness back here. If I play this connection, it's Sente. I would call it Sente against the cut, but that forces him to fix. I don't want to force him to fix. So, or I can do nothing and just walk out. That's not bad. What about push and cut? Oh, White, black, cut. I like that. Now I have a presence near facing his left where he never finished. I like that. Okay. If I Atari here first, then I get 2 Ataris out of this. I like that. If I just cut, that's all I get. Hi, hon. Let me check out this lab. Hi, Adrian. Does this ladder work for me? Atari, save. Boom. Going to be the double Atari. Boom. Atari, save. Atari, save. Black. Boom, 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 boom. Works for me. I like that. So I cut, threatening the double Atari. Yeah. And this is situations about to get resolved. I'd like to come up. No, let's kill. Another move or two and the situation will be resolved. What's that about? Am I missing something? So one of us is missing the ladder. So I'll just figure out the ladder and then we'll review the game a bit. We actually don't have much time, but just so everyone knows what is going on, we will finish the ladder. So ladder works for me. Okay. Real quick, thank you, Miguel. Appreciate it. Boom, boom, boom. Standard stuff. Yeah, like it. And of course, we can also play this way. I think if I'm black, I'd prefer this. I mean, your center, the right, the left. I don't consider this a mistake. Mistake. Just Atari. I don't want you to have the stone because it's Sente. Then you can fix here, no need. Or here, the more regular one, like 85, 90% of the time, it's this one. And now what do I have on the bottom? Nothing. You're very strong. I get a move, but no big deal. So I think that's the way to go. Here gives me some options. Here, hard for white. Have to think. There's so many ways to go. So let's look at what I would consider the normal idea. If it's a positional situation, there's much about to happen, a big fight's about to break out, then probably have a stable situation in Sente. If it's more in your favor, which I believe it is, then fight, which is what you did. No, let's see what you did. Where are we? Where are we? There we are. Which is what you did. Good. Down. Now we need to fight. Okay, but letting me out, that's a bit easy. What about here? Now, I don't know, but this is what comes to mind, right? This is really hurts white. What am I going to do? Here, let's play real straightforward. Now, that's not my corner even. If I'm cut, I could still die. You go for some life. Am I alive yet? Maybe one more. Still need to play. What? Here. I think this is all better for black. Yeah, a hard position. Here again, I would play it this way. But my confidence is very low here. There's a lot to think about. Notice you're pushing from behind here. And you did this for many moves in a row. Better just to fix. Or this is still a cut, so let's just fix it, which is, I wouldn't play it this way, but just fix. Again, I would fix this way. I still need to come out. But then everything's great. Everything, all there is this, and you can handle that because white's too weak to be fighting. I'm kind of rambling here because we're short on time. But all this pushing from behind is a bad idea. And then I get to capture in the ladder, and assuming this, then the game would go from here, and I would have to figure out what to do about this situation. It's a hard situation. But notice, the reason I went in this direction is because now A is perfect. No threat against A, so I can fight all I want from A. That's why I chose this direction. Okay, good. Thanks, Miguel. Anyone watching this, hope you enjoyed. And again, this will, unless someone makes a stink, this will be our last monthly free lecture. Okay, guys, catch y'all later. Bye.